Greetings, welcome to Spend Matters. Today we will quickly review SciQuest. Many of you know SciQuest from years ago when they were a public company. However, after going private, they've come back years later with a roar. SciQuest specializes in e-procurement and P2P in a range of targeted verticals including life sciences, healthcare, and universities. Today we quickly look at SciQuest given their IPO last week. Let's now consider a number of overall observations surrounding SciQuest. First, let's look at SciQuest's vertical experience. They've got very decent depth within life sciences, higher education, and healthcare from a transactional purchasing and requisition enablement perspective. If we look at where this comes from specifically in their solution line, they've got strong capabilities in the e-procurement and catalog management and enablement space, and they're also quite strong when it comes to broader supplier engagement around onboarding, connectivity, and document exchange. What's different about this environment? Within healthcare today and life sciences and higher ed when it comes to research, there's significant SKU proliferation. In other words, each laboratory, each area could have their own unique set of items they buy. They're also extremely decentralized and autonomous in how they make decisions. You're not going to tell a PhD professor with tenure what they're going to buy and what they're not going to buy. In a very similar way, you're not going to tell a surgeon in a healthcare environment that they've got to buy a certain type of tool or glove. There's significant choice, and SciQuest is about enabling this choice at the most decentralized level, while also at the same time tying back to purchasing controls so that companies and individuals within the organizations and institutions buy on contract and buy at the right price. Let's now look at a number of SciQuest's strengths and weaknesses. Overall, as I've talked about, SciQuest's vertical emphasis on product differentiation and catalog management and content management can enable a new level of purchasing enablement and efficiency within their target sectors. They also have significant support among users. It's very unlikely that SciQuest will ever be removed relative to other P2P solutions in most target environments. From a SaaS perspective, this is really as sticky as it comes. I'm not sure SciQuest's specific renewal rates, but I'm almost certain they're way above industry norms, especially in the areas of catalog management and supplier enablement tied to content management. Along a similar level, SciQuest has a proven ability to exist among the ERP ecosystem. The ERPs do not view SciQuest as threatening, even though SciQuest does offer transactional purchasing software. I was speaking to one head of product management and strategy recently from one ERP provider who likened SciQuest to a very good partnership specifically because they could enable the specifics of catalog management and content management around a broader ERP purchasing implementation. Let's now talk about specific SciQuest weaknesses. They've got a very limited footprint today despite their broad positioning. SciQuest needs to expand its spend analysis, sourcing, supplier management, contract management, services procurement, and supplier diversity capabilities if they're to compete against folks like Ariba who've got a very broad suite. Now SciQuest has been able to get in very specifically in transactional purchasing and claim a broader footprint, yet we all know where they're strong today. I believe SciQuest has a very large opportunity to seize this broader spend management footprint within their target verticals if they make specific expansion plans in these areas. I would also argue that given SciQuest's location in Cary, North Carolina, they might have some challenges attracting the right global talent in R&D and product management. They can only do so much when it comes to the SaaS raid, given their next door neighbor, but honestly SaaS doesn't have very much depth in procurement. And just as free markets had a difficult time attracting talent in certain cases to Pittsburgh, SciQuest could face a similar situation in North Carolina as well. Last, I would argue that SciQuest also needs to build mindshare around the influencers, especially within certain sectors like healthcare. Here, the big five and boutique consultancies can be key, yet among those I talked to in the healthcare practices specifically, they're not that well known. Life sciences, yes, but healthcare and higher ed, they've got to build out further rapport in these areas. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Spend Matters. We look forward to sharing more information on other providers in the future.